I think, you know what I'll do? I'll do to start here. Let's take a nice look at this. What do you guys think? How's this? Is this nice? Can you guys see? I'm gonna ASMR y'all, and we're gonna actually rip these open for the first time. If I can. Oh, I should have thought this through. Here, I'll stab it.
Poke it.
Ta-da. No, I failed. I made a noise, and it didn't actually stab. Wow. Hey, Waffle. I thought this would be a really fun thing to do to start. I would be like, oh, let's rip it open. And now I have regrets. Oh, look, one book mysteriously disappeared. It'll surprisingly come back. Perfectly opened. I swear, guys, I'm real talented. So who even knows what this is? Y'all know what these beautiful things are? Ooh, I did it, guys. Oh my gosh. I guess actually I should say we were hiding which books we got, and I showed it on screen, but I didn't say anything. Oh yeah, look at that. Complete Druid Chronicles. Fucking exciting. It feels so nice. Also, fun facts, which I will not read to you. Oh, okay. So, they feel different. They feel different, y'all. I don't know why. This one's like nice and soft and leathery as a waffle hand. This one's like all textured, like wood. I get it. That's a cute, really little attention to detail. I love it. Okay. I know I'm saying a lot of happy things because I'm very excited, but I did want to promise ahead of time that like we'll honestly review these. We're happy to critique where critique is found and all that good stuff, but know that our love is authentic. We should say, oh, I shouldn't have peeked. I'm sorry. Oh. I will say that, shit, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna peek again. Here, let's peek together. It's so gorgeous. Okay. All right. Which ones do you guys want to start with? That's true. It can't be made of leather. I don't know what it's made of. It should be. It's leather. I don't think it upsets the druids. I think there are plenty of druids that are like, yo, this animal died. It's the natural circle of life. Let's use every part of its body and honor it. That's what I think. All right, you go ahead and send a letter to Beadle and Grimm and say that this is wrong because of druids. I'll let you bear the brunt of that. All right, come on. Which is it gonna be? Which is it gonna be? Somebody. Da da. You already peeked in the druid one. Let's peek here as well. Whoa. Interesting. Here, I'll even pose it perfectly for y'all. Ooh.
Chat says red or dead.
Red or dead. Done. All right. Fighter Chronicles is the next one. All right. So, from my understanding, and there's like actually not a little Paizo logo. That's adorable. And there's no, I should have grabbed it. Do you still have the thing that's on the back of it? I want to talk about what the Character Chronicles actually are.
Well, it was attached to the plastic, so mine ripped.
Oh, well, mine didn't. That's okay. We'll talk about it.
Then I crumpled it up and threw it in the trash can because it was plastic.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, it does. Oh no, focus camera.
Oh, camera.
Sir. Camera, sir. Look at this hand. You see this hand? It goes down here. You want to follow that.
You gotta do it slow.
See this hand? Let's bring it down. Hey, there we go. Okay. Yes. So for those that play Pathfinder 2nd edition, y'all know there's a bunch of classes. And Pathfinder 2e is actually one of my favorite systems, and I think that the way that they have each class is very, very, very unique, and I like that there's unique mechanics per classes, and I think personally that I heard myself.
Sorry, that might have been me.
That's okay. I keep spoiling myself as I talk. I have ADHD and my hands move. But I do think that there's unique mechanics per classes, and sometimes, like for example with oracles, that can get confusing, like how your curse works for an oracle and things like that. So I love the idea that there's a unique character chronicle for each class, and you can take your character and it's everything you need to know about your class, and plus more, and that plus more is what we're gonna find out. This is like a cute little dungeon map with the inside and the outside. I love it. Okay. All right, let's take a look. All right. Ooh. So they did say this. There is a certificate of birth, of live birth, as opposed to dead birth. Right?
I mean, there is dead birth.
Is there another? No, there isn't. What if I'm dead? Unacceptable. We're gonna no, okay.
It's like it's resurrection, and then you get born anew, you know? Or not. Is that resurrection where you turn into a different class? I think so. All right. A different ancestry.
Is that in Pathfinder?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I know it is in 1E. I'm not sure about 2E. Reincarnation. There you go.
Reincarnation. Thank you. All right. So, birth, you got like basically everything that you would fill out for your character. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, it has like parents if known, ancestry and gender. Can we just talk about Pathfinder 2 use of ancestry instead of race? Fucking love it. Conditions of birth, type of birth, birthmarks if any. Now that's specific. Type of birth. Fast and methodical, or a drawn out battle. You have to select. Not gonna lie, that's hilarious. Inherited quests, inherited weapons and armor, family curses, to be raised by really strict parents, the Lord of the Keep, Sir Eric, Foreign Legion, Local Legion, Town Militia. I'm gonna go with Sir Eric. And then you have, you can draw it, or you can like paste it if you got your character commissioned. That's a very, very cute. All right, but looks like we have character, like these little tabs on the side here. So we'll look at like what we have to look forward to. We have character, class, equipment, and journal. That's so cute. And it looks like, if you look at it, it looks like it's tabs within the book, as if you're like reading it. I will pre-warn you all that I'm gonna go into the design of this quite a lot more than perhaps you want. So I apologize. But as a designer, I'm excited. This is so cute. Okay. Oh shit, what's all this? Looks like you have your whole character sheet designed anew. This is not, Waffles, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not the typical character sheet, right? This is something they designed here. Doesn't look like it anyways.
Yeah, I think that is something new. It's very similar, but it does look like they have like some changes in it.
Yeah, it looks like a custom format, says Carrick. I think I like it. And it's got all the things for your character. We're used to Roll20, which is what we play it on. And so the fact that I don't have to do all of this math, it's just a nice reminder of all the math that I don't do. But I think this looks actually pretty easy, and I like how they have the boxes for like trained, expert, master, or legendary, which is a nice way to handle that. All right, yell at me if I'm like getting way too into shit, by the way. You have inventory. Wow, that's a lot. I guess, first of all, also this is massive. This is like huge, and I think it would be so cool to just track everything over the course of a campaign. I would love this. I would be scared to write in it, but I would love it.
Yeah, imagine it's like old character sheets that you used to have. Like I remember playing like, or literally writing on a piece of paper, and then like you lost your sickle, so you just mark it out, like you just scratch it out, like, and it was so cool to like look back 5 years later and remember what you used to have and when you I lost this in the dragon battle. Like,
I think, yeah. I mean, so it has like stowed permanent items, which is interesting, versus like loot that you get and like tracking your coins and your supplies and like ammunition and shit like that, which is honestly really useful. Holdings and assets. Holdings and assets? What would that be?
yeah, it's like if you have any if you own a horse. No, I'm just kidding. If you like have a house or a keep or something. Like they have rules for bases, like if you have a keep or a castle.
Wow. Cool. And it's
like chat said, some people run shops.
Hello, Maria. Hi guys, look at this. I'm gonna just show the cover. Look at it, it's so pretty and it's leathery and smooth. And I'm gonna showcase some art again because it's so cool. Okay, look at that. So there's a birth certificate. Now there's everything in the character sheet. There's space to write, honestly, a shit ton of inventory. I think this is a good amount of space, especially if you're keeping track for a while. I don't know if this is something that they expect you to write in pencil, like the paper's really smooth. I don't know if it would be like a pain in the ass to erase. But I think that for a physical campaign where you really want to like track it all, like you said, like the classic old school everything on paper. I miss it, honestly, because we play on Roll20, and like I said, I'm very glad that I don't have to do all this math. Thank you, Roll20. But I miss this. Okay, so this is like... Yeah, what's up?
I was going to pop in real quick. My first minor critique is for the inventory. If I were using this book...
Yes. I'll flip it.
I would... I would track all of my inventory on a separate sheet of paper almost always, and then when my character retired, I would write everything they had down in here, because I don't think I could handle constant erasing or marking out. And if you went past like level 6, started at level 1 and went past 6, you would fill this thing up.
Especially, yeah, if you had to erase and use that space up, I could see that that's difficult. But if this is a chronicle, right, of like, yeah, like after a certain point in time, then you could track it all. But I'm a little confused. I am and I'm not. Like, I understand the separation of stowed permanent items versus loot, but I don't know if it's necessary to separate it. What are stowed permanent items comparatively?
What I understand, and I could be completely wrong here, but in old Pathfinder campaigns that I played in before, there's a lot of times there's like a party loot.
Okay.
Like one character holds the party loot. So like, I think Glass Cannon, it's like Baron. I have this bag of everything.
Right.
And then every character has some stowed permanent items.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. So there's a bag of wands and potions, because those are huge in Pathfinder. Like, you need wands of healing, you need potions, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
But a fighter doesn't need to carry around a wand of healing all the time.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, honestly, these tabs, the pictures of the tabs, I would love to actually have in the book, because especially if you're going to be tracking something and actually utilizing it, to be able to just tab to the page that is your character sheet, or, you know, oh, let me add some loot real quick. You don't have to flip through it. I do love the design, but I think actually having them would be super cool. But I also know that's hella fucking challenging. So then, okay, so like we said, this is fighter, so you have all the class features as you level up, and it takes you through. So it looks like, and I'm trying to also show this to y'all, so I apologize for the terrible camera. Oh, hi guys. Hi, Nat20 Productions. So it gives you space. So both, it tells you everything that you get for sure. It looks like it gives you, like, you know, 7th level, you have Battlefield Surveyor, gain Master Perception, gain +2. So as you level up, you can genuinely just follow through this. And anywhere that there is space for, like, you have to pick your feat, or your, yeah, so you have your fighter feat, your skill feat, you can just go ahead and put that in here and track your character as you level them up this way.
Question, because I can't see.
Sure.
I'm huge on multi-class, and do they have a space for custom classes on class feats, or like custom feats on class feats?
No, I do not
Okay.
see that. I see ancestry feat, fighter feat, skill feat. Yeah. No, but at the same time, this is a fighter chronicle.
Sure, but that's kind of why I asked the question, is because Pathfinder 2e is so big on archetypes and stuff. And I was wondering, like, the more I see this, I'm wondering if it's made for 1e and 2e. Because in Pathfinder 2e, you have to forego your class feats to get an archetype.
I guess it doesn't say.
Yeah, it never says 2e, so that's what I was wondering, basically.
You want to look on their website to see? There's a bloody handprint, y'all. That's not suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Okay, let's see. Never let others take away your agency. If you learn to fight, you'll keep yourself and those you love free. Oh. That's from Black Marin, head of the Price of Freedom Fighting School. Well, thank you, Marin. And it looks like from the very beginning, it actually also says to put in heritage over here at first level. Which, actually, that makes sense, but special ancestry. It's not, this is class and everything from first level for your, it says class features, but there's like all of the stuff that you put in at first level.
Yep.
Okay.
It looks like other people that have, Beadles and Grimm doesn't specifically say, at least that I can't find in a super quick research, but other people that have looked over it or reviewed it are saying that it's for 2nd edition.
Okay. I think the reason, oh man, I'm excited for the Druid one because I like the feel of it even more. But this Pathfinder logo is, I believe, the 2E one. Like they changed the way it looks a little bit. So, but that could be my brain. I do not know. Okay, feats and abilities. That's an interesting way to do it. That's actually, if y'all look here, take a quick look. There we go. There's a I like the little iconography that they design. Oh, hi, Sean. I like the iconography. Again, I'm a design nerd, and like a quick way to take up barely any space and say, okay, this feat or ability is a reaction or takes 1, 2, or 3 actions is lovely. Good design, y'all. But looks like plenty of space within all. Oh, shit ton of space. Archetypes. Oh, wait, Waffles, archetypes. Here's your archetype name, dedication feat, archetype name, dedication feat, 4th level feat, 6th level feat.
Okay. So they do have a space for it. It's just not with the class abilities. But I mean, that's fine.
Cool. And then you have a whole thing of archetype feats and abilities.
So that definitely says it's 100% Pathfinder 2e.
There you go. Question answered. Question asked and then answered. Leadership and followers. Ooh. So you get people's names, their levels, notable traits and deeds, and leadership events. That's cool. They really did this for like any way you play Pathfinder, because technically, especially when it comes to society and that kind of stuff, like you can have people that work for you, you can have, followers, you can have all sorts of things like that, and to have that boiled into it, like, to be honest, I've never really gone into that personally, but it exists. Class Chronicle had all the class information, or if it was like a character sheet and notebook. Waffles, gotta read these to me.
Oh, yeah. All right, from the chat. That's cool. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I just read that. Don't read it again.
But no, it has to be in this voice.
Oh.
If the Class Chronicle had all the class information, or if it was like a character sheet and notebook.
PJ, if that's you behind this chat, I apologize. We know you do not sound that way. Carrick.
He could sound that way if he wanted to.
That's true. You could do anything you wanted. We're nothing if we don't hype up our friends, right? Like the diamond things we use for skills, you can black out the actions, keep the relevant one easily. Oh, that's a cool way to do it. I was thinking of just circling it, but you're right. Just blacking out the rest of them and leaving the ones that it would be for the little diamond.
That'd be the ideal, right?
this. I can reply to this. Don't test me. Chat. All right. Oh, and then, I was just talking about Pathfinder Society, and this is all Pathfinder Society. So this is useful for Pathfinder Society too. That's really cool. So basically you have, interesting. So even though there was a whole section for like character name and like all that kind of your whole character sheet itself, it looks like they have character name, player name, experience points, achievement points, and organized play ID to fully have one page with like everything you need for organized play.
I think that's important because organized play is very structured, and you probably have to have a sheet that looks exactly like that to be able to play.
Yeah, and I'm sure that this is like with Paizo's blessing.
Yep.
According to this logo right here, dun dun dun. Okay. That's cute though. So school perks, if you choose a school, factions and reputations, boons and keepsakes. That's really cool. And then wait, they have a list of boons and keepsakes, but then they also have boons and keepsakes. Name, held, bulk, properties. You have that's so small even for me. It says invested, bought, sold, or expended, or worn or stowed. And then you have an ammo tracker. Okay, this is pretty damn thorough, honestly. Holy crap. Pathfinder Society log scenario. Oh, cool. Like, hey, I did this scenario with this character. That's sick. I like it. I like it a lot.
Do they have PDFs of these sheets to go along with these, or just meant to be one book, one character, and get a new?
From my understanding, this is for one character through and through. We'll look at the back and what is this fancy thing? Okay, I peeked in the back. I it's something. We'll find out later. Oh my god, y'all, hold on. I'm peeking to the back of the book.
We can't do the surprise now.
No, look guys, there's something here. Oh, all right, we're gonna look at this later. That's at the back of the book. I did not know that was there.
I already know what they are.
Shh.
Just from the little point that you showed already.
No, don't spoil it. Okay, oh, I spoiled myself. God damn it. All right.
Stop cheating.
I'm looking back to front. Is that not how you look at books, back to front? Yeah, I know people that actually do that read the last line of a book before they start the book, or like the last like page or chapter. I hate it. Why would you ever do that?
You have to know if you like the ending before you start it, so you don't get disappointed.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out if there's any PDF versions of these.
Based on a very quick search, no. And I can almost guarantee they're not meant to be like that. Like, for it to be a character chronicle, I think you're literally just supposed to have... This is, like, one very important character for you.
Yeah, I mean, also, though, like we talked about earlier with, like, the written down loot and all of that stuff, like, to me, you're actually doing this to have a physical rendition of everything. Like, this is a hefty fucking chunker of a book. Like, you're gonna commit to it. But all right, we're gonna move past Pathfinder Society here. Important people. Yeah, what's up?
I have a quick question for chat and you.
Yeah, what's up?
Because I already have my thoughts, and we'll probably ask it again after we review the whole book. But from what you've seen so far, would you actively play with this book like a character sheet, or after each session would you record things?
Yeah, I mean, it's called a character chronicle, so it's definitely like to chronicle your character. And I love this. Actually, I think I agree with you. I think that a hybrid of both makes sense. I that's probably the best answer, Maria, but
I think that's what most people would do for sure. Is a hybrid of both. I
am a sucker for like even when I try bullet journaling or journaling in general or any of that kind of stuff, I get very perfection-y about it. And because this is beautiful and such a well-designed concrete book where you're I don't want to say stuck with it, but stuck with it, I would probably take all my notes in session very quickly on somewhere else. Oh, hello.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. My reasoning behind it, I would do the same thing as you, is like chronicle afterwards. And my reasoning behind that is because I would find it very hard to flip through this book to find what I needed when I needed it.
That was the other thing, right? Because like I talked about the tabs, it is kind of difficult, but not, I wasn't thinking about that, but I need a legible copy. That's true. I mean, when you're taking notes real quick, like, look, this is important people. You may not know when you're introduced to somebody if they're an important NPC for you or not, if they're not somebody that you come back to. So I would wait, I would take notes. I would say, okay, these are all these people. And then as I go through the story and say, hey, this person had an impact on this character's life or my character's life, then I would note that down. I think thinking of it like that, I think this is a really fantastic way to like honor an important character to you. Like I think about Cosmet, who I played admittedly through D&D, but like that's a super important character to me. And even though that campaign's over, I don't really have anything aside from maybe some art that I commissioned that says, oh yes, all these people, right? Like there were so many people that I interacted with as her, and I kind of low-key want something like this so that you can like go into your library and be like, oh yes, let's look through Cosmet's life. I think that's really sweet, and I like that now.
Yeah, I was thinking of it for art too.
Yeah.
Not that they have a Magus one, but I was like trying to imagine how I would use it, and I could definitely see like sitting down after each session and
chronicling, right? That's
just like writing for 15 minutes of like, they probably have a session notes section in there somewhere if we ever get through the book. But Syrup's slow.
Sure. Yeah, I am slow as hell. Don't worry. Well, also we're talking about this shit, but okay, two things. First thought, these are like little dotted lines, and they make me really feel like they're perforated, that I should rip this out, and obviously please don't do that. But then also using the book like that, though, if you ask me, then I wouldn't want it for Pathfinder Society necessarily. I guess you could use it as a tracker, but if I'm going to different places for Pathfinder Society, then I also have a lot of different groups or a lot of different scenarios, and I don't know that it would fill out this book. But let's see what else is in here, right?
Sure.
All right. Important places. Yes. Same things. Important quests. Quest goal. Haha. You think that I have straightforward quests? It's not all one big timey-wimey quest. Rewards and treasure and claimed by who. That's cute. But also, I would not use this, unfortunately. But that's just how I play. Because we tell stories that are more, in my opinion, like smooth over between all the individual. Like I don't have one quest to note down necessarily.
Yeah, my take on this section thus far, because I see you hitting a new section. Beautiful. It would be amazing for a home game.
Yes.
It would be slightly less amazing, but still really good for like an adventure path.
Yeah.
And it is not super great for a streamed game in which you're attempting to produce content.
Yeah, I mean
it's like I won't say it's not super great. It's, for me, it's more of a novelty. Like I would love to have it for Arc, honestly, but it's less useful.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, I also could see that for somebody, because we love to bring people into Pathfinder2e, and, with Outcast and Outclassed, almost everyone except for you is new to Pathfinder2e. So I could imagine having something like this, even if it's not something that you used in session, would be very useful. This being the class features and like just being able to track through and having a straightforward, oh, this is what I have to do next. No, because we love Nethys. We use Archives of Nethys all the time, but you still have to search through and know where to navigate. And I know for a fact that like when, not to put any one player on the spot, but like when people were first getting into it, they did not know where to look. We know where to look and we know how to use Archives of Nethys. And so, yes, we can get all the information that we need. But for someone who's just like, I'm going to play a fighter and I don't know what I need to know, here it is all laid out for me. So I still think that it's useful.
No, to reiterate or to clarify what I was saying, it's definitely useful. I would skip more pages if I'm creating content on a stream or something. Like you were saying, I don't know if I would write down this quest or who took this treasure. Like, I probably wouldn't in a stream game, but I might in a home game.
Yes, I hear you. And just to clarify, I'm not calling anybody out, Maria. Don't listen to Kirk. But look at it. Also, Eric, I wanted to call back to what you said, that back in the day you wrote character diaries for your characters and have 3-ring binders full of pages of text. And yes, I mean, we kind of mentioned that briefly, how like I think 100% number one, this is really useful for a home game where you're like on like a long-term home game where you're honoring one character through and through. And when you're going through that, you tend to have like notes all over the place, kind of like what you said. Like, even if we had brief home games that we've had before we moved and before COVID happened, I had like pieces of paper that I was like, oh, let me like note down the loot that we got, or let me note down like the names of these people, or I have a notebook that I'm keeping things, but it's really freaking messy. So then after the fact, having this, it makes sense. Yes, with stream games, you have a video log of everything, but consumption-wise, that's a lot of content to go back and like look at fondly, if that makes sense. Like, I could always go through YouTube and I could always look through and watch some of the show, but I like the fact that I could go here and just look at some NPCs that were important to my character and not just like go through hours of that content. But yes.
For sure.
Okay, the fighter class. What is this? This is still in the class section. I am slow.
This is the rules section, right?
That's what I'm trying to...
Like, flip one page back real quick. I thought you'd like just entered the rules and something section.
Yeah, rules. Yeah, but it's still in the class tab on the right here.
Gotcha.
But yes, this is the rules and references. The fighter class. Fighting for honor, greed, loyalty, or simply the thrill of battle. You are an undisputed master of weaponry and combat techniques. You combine your actions through clever combinations of opening moves, finishing strikes, and counterattacks whenever your foes are unwise enough to drop their guard. Whether you are a knight, mercenary, sharpshooter, try to say that in an accent when you have a bad lisp, sharpshooter, or blade master, you have honed your martial skills into an art form and perform devastating critical attacks on your enemies. Heck yeah. Okay, interesting. I guess it makes sense to start. They wanted to start the book off with the birth certificate, and you could always flip to the front to have your character, but then to go through the rules after you had your abilities. I guess so. But this...
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be like a replacement for the core rule book or an advanced player's guide or something. Like, it's nice, but I definitely don't think it's supposed to replace that.
They're making fun of my lisp. All right. Is that a lisp when you have... Is that the right term? I don't want to misuse it.
I would call it a poor accent. I don't think that was a lisp.
No, since I was a kid, I had like an issue with my S's and SH's.
Then that's a lisp, but they're talking about...
Yes.
That you said a T instead of a P.
Yeah. Okay, so... I hear what you're saying, where it's not meant to replace the core rulebook or the player's guide, but I do think that they were toting this, and I could be wrong, so like don't blame me for this, but this is supposed to be everything you need to play a fighter. Like, you could pick this up, and aside from, because like look, they go through the action icon. Oh, sorry, I'll show it here. They go through the action icons and tell you what this means. They tell you what your proficiencies are. They tell you everything that Nethys tells you about, like, you know, the fighter class. While exploring, this is things that you'll do. In downtime, this is the things that you'll do. I would think for something like this, you'd want to kind of sell that up. Like, especially because it's so heavy and such a chunker of a book in and of itself that you'd want to just not have to lug around the player's handbook as well if you're going to like a game somewhere.
For sure. Comment made by Carrick a couple of minutes ago that makes a lot of sense to me as you're explaining this is big oof if errata comes out. Not exactly his words, but
I mean, yes, but is it kind of big oof always for anything that you have?
sure. Yeah, I mean, I agree.
It's more like your first level and want to go back and look at the specific rules while a game is going on, while not having to ask for the one player handbook the party has. So it's like a rules reference for sure. You made your character already. You want to go back and you look at like, hey, what is this or what is that? Yeah, and even though it gave you that quick reference guide of, let me find it now, your class features and everything that. Just look for the bloody handprint. And like, you know, what things you have and a little bit of an explanation of that feat that you get. It looks like they still go through it with a little bit more depth here. And it even explains key terms. It even explains like, you know, what flourishes and what all those tags are, and stances and that kind of stuff. More art. I love the art here though. These look banging.
Yeah, for sure. I'm wondering if it's Paizo art. It looks similar to like Paizo's style of art, which is why I'm wondering.
You want me to look at the back of the book and find out? Let's look in the back again. This isn't my fault. He asked me to. He didn't. I'm doing it anyways. All right, here we go. I like to credit the artists. Artists are important. Beadle&Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse has its own art directors. Paizo, it really actually just lists both. Featured Paizo artists on the back here. And then also under Beadle&Grimm section also has contributing artists. So, to answer your question, who knows?
A complete guess, I would say the art like that is Paizo's, and then like some of the more book art, like the maps and stuff, is Beadle&Grimm's. I like both of them, but that's just such a Paizo style picture.
I mean, I hear you. There's a very action-y ttrpg book style, I would say, in general. I think I'd want to have the book as a PDF so I could print off more pages or other copies if you have more than one character. I can see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I don't know. So, by the way, I forgot to mention, and I should take a step back to mention, that these Character Chronicles are currently available for pre-order on Beadle&Grimm's site. Waffles, if you want to quickly grab that link and post it in chat, I would very much appreciate it. But they were very, very kind enough to send us... Ooh, oh my god. I'm going to hit my mic at least 3 more times. I'm calling it. They were very kind enough to send us these two to check it out and to kind of showcase some of that stuff. So they do currently only have, I think, a wizard, fighter, rogue, cleric, druid. I don't know if I'm missing any.
There's 5, so I think you are.
Cool. Wait, I said them all, right? Fighter, wizard, cleric, rogue, druid.
Druid. Yep.
Cool. So like you said, like you're playing Waffles a Magus. I would fucking love that for you. And if I think it's, let's see, in O&O, if we take a look at Outcast and Outclassed, our Strength of Thousands campaign that we're playing, Arc, you Waffles is a Magus.
Yep.
Airphase and Oracle, played by Star Shinobi. Oh my god. Maria Happy Capster plays a witch, and Duval plays Hideaki plays a summoner. So none of the books are any of our characters, but if they ever actually, you know, get the more out there eventually, I think it would be so much fun to have you guys like collect your stories together.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised they didn't have all the core classes, at least, if that makes sense.
I mean,
I guess there were a lot of core classes that came out with 2e, but like
there's a lot of core classes, and there's also a lot of content in this. I mean, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Maybe they chose like the what they felt was the most popular ones to see what people enjoyed, or if this was something that people were interested in. All right, so then it goes through the feats and oh, cute. There's like reference tables so that if you want to just look up a feat by name instead of by level, because this goes by level. And if you're just like looking for a specific one, it just tells it to you right here. So that's pretty useful. I'm going to keep going back to the one thing that I really wish this book had, which was actual tabs. Because right now, class is a lot of stuff. Guys, shout out to Paradise Productions real quick, but that's totally at a glance made me think that was Scarlet because of the red hair and everything, but it actually probably doesn't look like her. I'm sorry.
All right, quick update for those who care. These are the first 5 that they came out with on Kickstarter, which got ridiculously pledged.
Okay.
On Kickstarter, their lowest tier was also PDFs, so I am sure they exist out there somewhere.
Oh, perfect. There we go. PDFs exist, yo. But yeah, I could see that. But I would, again, I'm weird about that kind of stuff, and I would want to have the physical book, and then if I wanted to print more pages for a certain area, like if it didn't match, that would drive me crazy.
Yep, I agree.
All right, we'll skip through these. There's some cute arts here, though. The different sample fighter builds as well, like duelist and archer. Ooh. Weird tentacle skeleton things, as one does. Funded in 12 minutes. No, I mean, aesthetically, don't get me wrong. I would fucking pledge for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. I think their Kickstarter was 25,000. They made 126.
Hells yeah. There's a note here. I'm gonna read you guys all the cute little things. You want to... Ooh. If I can. The script is rough. You want to rule, that's an R, want to rule the city, state of Mirren? Then work your way up the list of suitors. I will be waiting for you. Rastin Celine, Mayor of Miven. Oh, it's Miven, not Mirren. I've already failed. All right. Why is that there? I do not know. All right. More really cool art. Looks like samurai stuff. Very cool. And yetis. Skills goes through key ability. Skill actions. Alright, looks like a lot of everything you need on that front. Oh, this person looks badass.
Yes, very.
I was just thinking I bought this $40 book, filled out the first 10 pages, and he died. Yes. So I spoiled myself, but don't worry, Eric, because... Wait for it. Ooh, there's so fancy stuff. You do also have a certificate of death. So, you can die. But we'll look at that later. But no, I agree. If this was like full. That's, again, another reason why, like, PDF-wise, you could kind of, like, start maybe your journey through the PDF. And then, like, if you have a lengthy character, you could say, okay, I'm going to commit to the physical book so that I have this in my library that I can, like, look at any point and that kind of stuff. I do think that they have stuff here that, and again, none of this stuff I say is fact because I don't know, but I think that they did put a lot of effort, which I really appreciate, into potentially redesigning some of the information that Paizo provides. So like I said, Nethys has all the information that you need, but it is a little bit difficult to grab because it's very much all of the sections of the rule books and all of the new books that come out all kind of put together in these sections. And they made a list of all the feats that you could reference by name instead of level, for example. Or here, it looks like they have a table for their skills, key abilities, and actions instead of that list that shows up in Nethys. And they just make it more visually appealing. But if this exists in the real Paizo, like core rule books or whatever, I apologize for giving credit to somebody else. But I like when things are designed nice. Good user interface.
That is Paizo art.
This?
Yeah, 100%. I'm pretty sure that's an iconic.
Ew.
Like one of their iconic characters. I don't know who, unfortunately. I suck at lore. But I've seen that from everything on, like, from Wrath of the Righteous game to, like, Paizo books and everything.
As you can tell, they're cutting their own hair with their sword here. That's what this picture is showing.
Oh, okay. That's what fighters do.
Yes. Weird fact, I'm reading it right here. It says fighters have to cut their own hair with their swords. It's a strange rule, but it's here. It's not. I don't want that to be like clipped and then be like, she lied. Okay. Anyways, lots of stuff. All of the goodies. They do. Okay. So we talked about tabs. They do at least have 2 distinct ribbons that you could try to kind of bookmark different areas, and I'm going to dance here with these ribbons. So that's nice. At least I like there's at least 2 consumables, ammunition, crafting. Yeah, I mean, really, the more I read into this, the more they really go into everything medicine can do, like the actions medicine can do: administer first aid, treat disease. This 100% could, you don't need to have the player's guide necessarily through it if you have only this to play your fighter, I think.
I still think it depends what you want to do. A player like me would, because again, I tout on it because it's what I love about tabletop. I want a multi-class. I want an archetype.
Right.
And they don't have the list of archetypes in here.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. Yet, anyways.
Yeah. I assume they also don't have every item you could ever obtain in here either, which
Yeah. I mean,
but there's a lot of rules.
Mm-hmm. And then again, general and skill feats. Like if there's anything that comes up that are newer, like out of curiosity, like I know that there's some feats that come with expansions and new books and things like that, and I'm trying to see if there's anything. I guess it wouldn't be in here, it would be in... Interesting. They put all the general and skill feats together. I mean, then they have it again, but with the bigger descriptions, I guess.
Yeah, it's a list to find them, and then much like Nethys does it, like each one has their own thing to tell you what it does, but there's a list to go find them.
I love them, and I'm going to marry them. Look at them. They look badass.
Beautiful.
They kick some butt, is what they do.
So you said general skill feats, though. They have them all.
Yeah. So it looks like it's general and skill feats.
See, I find that interesting. Again, I'm not trying to say everything negative I ever see in the book. Basically, anything I'm not saying is vastly positive here. But skill feats and general feats come out very quickly. Like almost every book.
That's what I was saying. Any expansion, any book. I was trying to see like where this was up to.
Probably not even the Magambia.
Doesn't look like it. Looks like they have, in terms of, so they have Pathfinder Society Limited. They have like the notations for where it's coming from, and it looks like they have the core rule book and the advanced player's guide only.
That's probably the best way to do it, and not include any other errata, so people just understand. Because those are like the first 2 books to come out. So you can kind of understand, like, okay, I have everything core here.
Yeah, as opposed to having like, oh, the Magambia and then, or the Mongi Expanse, and then not beyond that. Just like, this is the core, this is the pared down versions, and then that there's more, and that you can always reference that as you go. I mean, I would say, like, I don't know if any of our players are in chat right now, but if you had the experience when you were making your first Pathfinder2e character, and you were looking through all of the general skill feats and things like that, would you feel like if I know already that there's an overwhelming amount of choices, but would you know, oh my god, I can speak. Would you rather know that you could choose from a pared down list like this that doesn't have all the expansions, or if you're already choosing from something, you want the full list? I'm just curious. Anybody can answer that.
I can answer, but my answer doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
I would want every single thing I could ever have, so I think that's the beauty of Pathfinder. It's like you can customize your character so much.
Yeah.
And so like
that would be my answer too. I mean, I think the one amazing thing about Pathfinder is how very specific you can make your character based on like all the available options, and it just gets more specific. So sometimes too specific, I will say. Like some of them are very, very specific to like Strength of Thousands adventure path, and you're like, okay, I'm not really gonna use this anywhere else, but that's okay.
But if you use it there, you feel at home.
This is your section, Waffles, selected archetypes. Beyond your class and general feats, you can expand your character concept by choosing an archetype. Are you more heavily armored than your peers from the Sentinel archetype? Are you a Viking experience? These are just a few possibilities These are just a few possibilities archetypes offer. In this section, you'll find archetypes that add interesting flavor to fighters. And it looks like they only have Bastion, Bounty Hunter, Cavalier, Marshal, Mauler, Medic, Sentinel, Viking, and Weapon Improviser. So it sounds like they did this one specific to fighters.
Yep. You're blurry, by the way.
No. Focus on me, camera. Focus. Please. Focus on my hand. Look at it. Look at this absolutely... There it is. Thank you, camera. Alright. Alright, we'll skip ahead all of the extra things that you get. He's too full of himself, you can tell from the picture. He's very jovial. Hey, yeah, get it. Ooh. I love these character designs. I'll do a separate view where I just stare at the pictures. I appreciate all the Weapon Improviser. I know this is a fan favorite. The risk choice paralysis, though. Hour 37 of picking a class. Yeah, no, that's valid. And that's kind of why I was like asking that, honestly, because I can imagine that gets to be a lot.
Yeah, from a new perspective, I could see that.
I mean, at least they have the option, right? And everything else is also available for free, so.
For sure.
All right, adventuring. Ooh, what's this? Adventuring for fun and profit. Chapter begins by describing the general rules and conventions of how the game is played, and then presents more in-depth explanations of the rules for each mode of play. Okay. So I'm beginning to understand more, but also that, to me, I have slightly more frustrations with it. This is why, and I'll explain. I think the content of this book is fantastic. I think it has everything that you need. And the fact that they even are going through this right now where it's just fun and profit and like literally how you play this game, how you adventure. It talks about tactics. It talks about exploration mode, encounter mode. It literally talks about how to play Pathfinder2e. If you are going to have all of this in one book, then to me, you're pointing this to a new player. You're saying, yo, you want, and after they kind of go through like, hey, what are my options? And they say, okay, I think I want to play a fighter. I can hand this to somebody and I can say, this is everything you need. Here you go. But if that was the case, which it feels like it's leaning towards, then I would want it organized in that same order. Because if I was somebody new to Pathfinder2e, I would be very lost and confused by now that halfway through the book, like way past halfway at page 93, I'm learning how to play the game.
Sure. So I agree with you completely. My argument to that is that I don't think it's geared towards new players. I understand where you're saying that, and I think they have a lot of rules in there. Mm-hmm. But I think it is supposed to be very in-depth refreshers of rules.
Sure.
Much like our chat was saying earlier, if like you've already learned the game, you've already built your character, you're level 2, and somebody goes, so how does that feat work again? What do you mean exploration mode? You can go look it up.
That's a very valid counterpoint. I'd agree with that. Because like if you're just like, well, isn't that what exploration mode is for? Don't you want to do this in exploration mode? And the DM or something, the GM is like, oh, I thought it was like this. You could really quickly be like, no, here, look, exploration mode. This is what you use it for. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It can be used in both senses, I think. I think it's better for the second scenario.
I agree. I think the way it's laid out is better for the second scenario. And hey, that's all very valid. Striding and striking, all these things. I mean, also it's very pretty. So I will never deny that.
I agree with something said in chat here. Would be cool to have a slim version. Like, I imagine them making like a 50-page version of this. I don't know how many pages are in this, but a 50-page version of this with just
your character stuff.
Birth certificate, death certificate, journals, and stuff like that.
Take the rules out aside from like the way they did the skills already, like the way that they did it up here. Oh, I hit my mic another time. That's 2.
And like you could have like the fighter specific feats, maybe even fighter specific archetypes, but I don't think you need like this is exploration. But
they did this very interesting section. I have to just note it of the conditions because that's a huge part of Pathfinder 2e, anyways. And sorry, I'm just gonna call it Pathfinder from now on. I know that that's an irritation for a lot of Paizo peeps. I'm sorry. This is Pathfinder now. Why is doomed circled? That's suspicious.
It's bad.
Why would you do that?
When you're dead, you're no longer doomed.
Stupefied is also my favorite. When you're dead, you're no longer doomed. Stupefied is also. I feel like they're embodying what they hope for this character. Okay, you're gonna be doomed and stupefied, and you're gonna be fleeing. That's highlighted.
I think it's purely random, which I think irks my brain more. Like just specifically my brain. Not that the book's bad, but like.
Well, it's okay. There's eyes that are staring at you by the invisible one. So that to me tells you that it's not random. And hostile is like marked up.
That tells me, those eyes tell me that the book is a mimic.
Oh shit! Okay. And that little skull next to dying is cute. So I wanted to note this because they did it in a funky font. That's honestly why I wanted to know it. All right, the exploration mode. They go into further depth. I do appreciate the representation of all the art in this book. I did want to point that out as well. I think they did a good job of just having all different kinds of ancestries and classes and all that kind of stuff represented all throughout. And that's actually another nice thing about Pathfinder 2e because, like, this is all for fighter technically. Like even outside of the rules, like everything that they were showing about the archetypes and like that kind of stuff, and you could just it shows you how far you can go with just playing a fighter. Because I had a friend who carried around a briefcase full of characters for dozens of systems. What are we playing? Yeah, I've got 15 characters ready. I mean, that's just impressive. Exploration mode. We're gonna escape. Look! It's a parrot bear. It's an owl bear. Parrot bear. That's my favorite. Alright. Downtime mode. Look at this handsome gentleman. Look at this distinguished gentleman. As the TikTok audio goes. Very refined. Very amazing. Alright. They do go through starting your turn, how to do these things, playing around, la 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 la, lots of other those. Ew. All right, I'm gonna say slight insect trigger warning. If anybody, is that Kingmaker as well? There you go. Slight insect warning, but look at what this person's doing. It's gross. Can you see it? It's like
they're bathing babies for the Ant Queen.
Yes. I feel like this is also good for people playing for their first time ever. What's that? This is your first game and you're playing a fighter? Here, everything you'll need for a fighter. They may not get the CRB until later, but it's a good start. Yeah. That I agree. Like, I definitely think that that's a valid use for the book. I think that if you were to preemptively, perhaps like when gifting this or something like that, maybe mark the sections of the book for them outwardly again so that you can flip through, then I would think that it would be slightly easier to handle. But somebody new to the book having to flip through it to find the information, and it's not at the beginning, it's in the middle, is a little confusing.
You know what I want? I'm gonna go off on a super small tangent here.
Yeah, what's up?
What I want is something similar to this book. I want it to be online fillable, if that makes sense. And then, so like, it's like, it asks like similar questions, like loot, character name, birth certificate, death certificate.
and then printed?
Yeah, and then you get it printed and it formats it in a very special way. And then, so like a GM can do that and then give it to all their players after the campaign's over.
That's a genius idea. Somebody trademark that.
Trademark.
Trademarked.
Heard it here first. It's patented already. Thanks.
No, no, I love that idea though. Like not talking about actualization here because that might be a whole nother thing to print custom things for people. But that would be a beautiful gift. Like after a campaign ends or something like that, for the GM to like gift, this is your character and everything they went through is so beautiful. Yeah. I could cry. That's amazing. All right. Triggering. I'm curious here because there's a map. So we're going to take a quick look at this because it says triggering moves. Oh, and they just give a scenario. That's a cute way to do it. They say Valeros can approach position I or position 1 with the stride action without triggering reactions. And so here's like your little map, and they say like this person has reach, so this is kind of like their area, and they have the different labels. It's a little hard to see, but they do have each of the characters named labels so they know who you're talking to, and they kind of give you like a visualized explanation of how trigger attacks of opportunity and triggering attacks of opportunity works. I will not read this stuff because this is in a difficult font.
I was noticing that. I noticed the note card for sure was a hard font for me to read.
Yeah, I mean this one I could read, the one on the left, but the one on the right is a little bit. I mean I could read it, but I don't know that that's necessarily entertaining to have me squint through that. But I think that that's an amazing way to teach that with a visual. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, I have not seen something like this anywhere else. I think this is one of my favorite things I've seen so far.
For sure. I know I don't think it's like in any of the rule books or anything. I know like other people use stuff like that. Like I've seen Pathfinder use stuff like that to explain like what flanking is, like how to flank a large creature, etc.
Yeah, doing it yourself, obviously, like that makes sense. But I probably dropped something. But here's another little mappy map, and it talks about counting movements. Bye. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Commemorative character sheets, like a small book. Yeah. All of those things would be amazing. All right. Have a good night now, 20 Protections. Looks like, again, they use the names of people. They say it's speed. They talk about counting diagonals, which I appreciate. It looks like I think we had a homebrew rule of diagonals. Every other one counting for extra, but I don't think that's rules as written.
No, that's 100% rules as written. You've never done it because we don't play with grids, and when we did play with grids, I had it automatically.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying I don't think this says that. So I'm kind of trying to zoom in here so that you can see it. So if you look at the diagonal, it has 5 feet down, and then diagonally it's 5 feet to that square, and then another 5 feet.
I can't tell.
Interesting. We'll look at that later. Player's Handbook does the map, Eric?
Yeah, I think that's what Eric was saying. That map, maybe not that specific map, but a scenario to explain things like that is what Eric was saying.
Wow. Okay. I'm very wrong, but I don't know why I haven't seen that. We have the Player's Handbook. It's very possible that I just haven't gone through that book like I do with this book, so that's fair. Look, I probably 5,000 things I've said wrong. It's cool. We're learning. We're moving. We're grooving.
At the end of the day, the brain like also doesn't remember stuff that you think you know from other TTRPGs, and so like we have the Player's Handbook after we've played a crap ton of 5e. So like
that's true. And anyways, more maps when it comes to cover. I think that's very useful. Look, Eric, keep keeping me honest. Honestly, I very much appreciate it, but I'm sure Beadle and Grimms is very enthusiastic to have me say, "Oh my God, you guys are doing something amazing! I love it." And Eric's like, "Yeah, that's in the player's book." I'm kidding. Thank you, Eric. I really do appreciate it.
It's been validated. Eric hates Beadle and Grimms.
Oh, you heard it here
Now
first. Get wrecked. All right, we have a lot of gear. I think similarly, if we take a quick look, that they would be utilizing just the core and advanced. I don't see otherwise.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm
glad they have a whole list of equipment though. They proved me wrong twice now. I was like, they don't have archetypes. Boom, they do. I was like, they don't have equipment. Boom, they do.
But I agree. They've proved you wrong every time. And I like that they have everything. But to me, the fact that you thought that at first tells me that it's about the order that they put it in.
Maybe. Or it's that I assumed the book wasn't going to have it because I didn't think that's what the book was about. I didn't think it was going to have, like, lists and rules and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, look at Seared, Roasted, and Co. We'd be lying if we claimed to be the cheapest supply house. On Galarian. Oh, that's witty. Look at that. See, this is good old school classic graphic design typography. I will not get into it, and I will not get into the whole dissertation on how Alphonse Mucha is the father of typography and graphic design, but I think it's very cute that they have Seared, Roasted, and Co., and it looks like it says cheapest supply house in Galarian, but it very small text says, we'd be lying if we claimed it.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Anyways, more armor. Oh, they did this like it's like a... Like it's a...
Like it's a shop.
A shopping book, like a catalog. That's the word I was looking for, a catalog.
That's pretty cool.
That's adorable. With pictures. That's so cute. Oh, that's gross. Ghoul hide. Oh, no thank you. Mail of luck. That's a big stone. It's not even on the thing. Okay. Very, very cute. Shield upgrades, all that good stuff. Our customers love our equipment. As the professor of Blades 101 at the Bitterroot Military Academy, I am the foremost expert in the field of armaments, and I can without hesitation confirm that the weapons and armor at Seared are of superior substance and craftsmanship. From the halberds to the shield spikes, their newest models are a dazzling combination of functionality, technology, efficiency, safety, and style. But what makes Seared stand out from the competition is their service. Customize your pommel, etch your favorite enemy into your pauldron. SRC does it all. I wouldn't arm my students with anyone else. I think this is such cute little flavor. I want more of this. This is adorable. Seared, Roasted, and Co. Weapon Supplies, a division of Beadle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse. That's so cute. Did they make custom stuff? Custom weapons for this?
Read some off and I'll tell you.
Okay, we have the Indestructible Shield. Check with your local SR and Co. regarding inventory. Usage held. This is the cutest flavor. I love this. Usage held in one hand. An Indestructible Shield is a high-grade adamantine shield that can withstand just about any damage. It can be damaged only by a disintegrate spell, or by an artifact type. What's that?
Sorry. No, that's a real item.
Lion Shield. Medusa's Scream. Try those. Maybe only the ones like within these little boxes. That's why I'm double checking. Or
Medusa's what? Scream?
Scream. But actually, do Lion's Shield or Forge Warden?
Lion Shield is definitely one. So is Medusa's Scream. So I'm gonna assume Forge Warden is one too. So I think they're all real items. They're just probably like there's a list in Nethys called specific magic items. I think that's what they're called.
Does it say the book origin? Because it might have been put up on Nethys. The only reason I'm double checking.
Medusa Scream is from Advanced Player's Guide.
Okay, cool. I wanted to double check, but the flavor text of this already, like honestly, I'll say that I didn't fully read all the rules in like fine detail. I'm assuming the rules were all just the rules. So I do like that they made something unique and something like characterified in these sections. Sure. Like even within that you have like, what can I say about the Darkwood shield that hasn't already been said? And like exploding shield. Our exploding shield is a great single-use weapon to destroy a single life enemy. Plus, you'll keep coming back to buy more. Like, it's adorable. This has been a fun piece. Oh my god. Dragon Stravaganza. Hey Duval, if you're out there, you're streaming right now, but, you know, this is a page for you. So many colors. Each dragonhide item features its own resistance. This is so cute. Alright, I'll fucking love this. This is the best part so far. I really like this. Alright, I'm skipping ahead a little bit because we have a whole nother book and I do want to give each thing its due. This is pretty. Dagger of Venom. Sexy. Honestly, when you look through Nethys, when you flip through Nethys and you're looking at items and things like that, the list view doesn't show you pictures. I think if you do click on the individual item, like sometimes they do have images, like monsters and things like that do as well. But the fact that you can, that's one nice thing about physical books, y'all. Like that you can look at these like, ooh, that's a pretty dagger. What does that do? And then you can like imagine it more. Cause like, I don't have a background in design. I think specifically like, I mean, fashion design. I do have a graphic design. I do. But like when it comes to like imagining objects in like when you're playing and role playing, I usually just skip right over that. I do not give it its due. And to actually have like, look at this ammunition, what's it called? The spear thing that you throw, javelin. But it looks like kind of like a snowflake because it's freezing. I don't know. Little things. Design.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you got an appendix. Like any sufficiently advanced industry, Vanguard, Seared, Roasted & Co. prides itself in using many hard-to-decipher terms to characterize certain traits of its products. In an effort to reduce customer service workload and increase our sales, you'll find the descriptions of these terms right below. That's amazing. And it describes all the shit that you need to know about. Oh my god, they have a comic. Where has this been? Okay. I will not go through this. I think this is the type of shit that I recommend get these books and enjoy looking at all of the little Easter eggs here. I think I'm going to go back to this and look at it a little bit more in depth because Stark General Undertaker. Okay. That's very, very cute and definitely one of my favorite sections so far. All right, moving on to your journal. Oh, okay. It looks like, this is definitely from official Paizo art. We know these little kobolds. Looks like I tell you about the club I'm in, but there's a rule or two about not telling others about it. It's a fighter chronicle. Get it. I love it. It looks like they give you a shit ton with cute little quotes and things like that of and areas like of grids and stuff to draw.
Yeah, that would be so cool. You could draw out like the final hit of a boss battle or something.
Oh, that'd be cute. And it looks like it says top battles, so like it's okay, so they give you an ample amount of space for we judge this way too hard. I apologize, y'all. We should look through first, but they have also suggestions of like sections to write in your journal, like, you know, your favorite battles. Again, more grids, more drawing, plenty of notes. Look, if you ask me, you could take this section and you could just take this and you could write your notes for your campaign and as you go here, because there's ample amount of space, and you could then go back to the beginning and maybe fill out the favorite NPCs after the fact and things like that. And it looks like genuinely there is a plenty, like all of this is journal. So they really give you the majority of the rest of the book to do that. And I think that's very, very nice. Like, here, if we hold the sections real quick, that is that is a huge amount of this book of just writing all of it. This whole section is all.
That's necessary, though. I'm like glad they did that. Like,
No,
it is a character chronicle. So
100% agreed. Looks like they have a fold out. Look at this. You can draw your own maps with a little key on, like, and you can customize your key, and
that's
each
pretty cool.
thing is 5 feet. Each square is 5 feet here, which is actually very small. I'll let you guys see. So they have plenty of space to kind of sketch out that kind of stuff. Very cute. This is...
You're blurry again.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. Here. Take a look. And now, zoom out. I should have known. I'll just do it with my hand. Bah, bah, bah. Hey. All right. They have a guest book so that you can very ominously next to the certificate of death, but you can have people like from your party or, you know, that's cute, sign this and write to you. I
imagine 4 PCs trying to sign it, and then the GM signing is 16 different NPCs.
I like it. And then the certificate of death, we went through the certificate of birth because it is had cute little stuff in it, so we'll do this as well. A certificate of death. Please allow 3 days for resurrection before filling this form. That's cute. Place of death, date and time of death, cause of death. Kindly check this box if entire party met demise during this endeavor. Quests left unfulfilled. Valuables bequeathed to. Favorite weapon must be put on display in your local tavern. Put on display in the village square. Buried beside me. Death must be avenged. No, it was my time. Yes, avenge me, and in the following manner. And then they let you write it. For posterity, please list the following. Most notable of accomplishments, under which is a option of saved world, of course, or surprisingly not. Most epic battle, favorite quote, companion I loved to hate. Arch nemesis, defeated, yes or no? And then desired epitaph. Please forward to local stonemason for headstone engraving. I do love the little flavor that they have put for all of these things, truly. Administrative use only, remains received as dead, undead disposal fee, as a little stamp on the back. That's so cute. I wonder if they like made this something that you could pull out, but I don't think so. Okay.
I mean, it's a book. You can pull out whatever you want.
No. They have the credits over here, and then on the back of the credits, this is my personal index. I suppose if you were referencing certain things in your journal and you wanted to index that, that's cute. You do also, of course, have one additional page, just blank, that you could draw on. And now this little thing back here that I wanted to do. Oh, also just in terms of noting other things that they do have that really kind of, I think, add to the quality of it is, of course, the rubber band, which they use to at first seal this little folder that they have at the back.
Yep.
By the way, this folder, just the material that they use, 100% can double for a rolling tray. Like, this is a nice...
It's like felt.
Yeah, it's like kind of felty and hard cardboard that it wouldn't dent anything. I think it was very nicely done. All right.
Can I give my guess now?
Yes, give your guess.
My guess is that they are character cards in the terms of like what you can, like what actions you can take, what feats you can do. Probably a quick thing to fill out and like have as a character sheet as well.
Okay, let's find out. Battle board. It is, oh, this is a whiteboard.
Yeah, that you can write on. Yep. So like this would replace the character sheet probably.
Initiative, armor class, perception, focus points, hero points, hit points, max temp, wounded, dying, heart, all that stuff, notes, attacks and feats and consumables, it looks like, and loot So like you said, like active, and then the back has quick reference of death and dying, your conditions, skill actions, basic actions, specialty basic actions, and hero points. Okay. I mean...
Alright, so it's wet erase only. Otherwise, you would wipe everything off with your hand. But I like it. It's necessary. I would like it better if it was more like a character sheet, I think. But otherwise, I like it a lot to have just a quick battle reference for your character.
The reason I don't mind it not being a full character sheet is because there are some things on your character sheet that stays, and the whole trained and all of that stuff, like the way they have it in there, is that you can mark it and you can change that as you go. And this is literally the stuff that changes, probably the most quick references. I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, it would be nice to have something on the side to be like, when the GM says, roll a nature check, and you're like, oh, what's my nature? Let me flip to page 29.
Yeah, I can imagine if you had this book open to your character sheet, and then all you'd really be flipping to was, like, I probably use these two ribbons as, like, 1, my character sheet, 2, my journal. And then you just have this kind of, you know, next to you that you could use as your reference. The quality of this thing, though, I just gotta point that out. This is beautiful. This is shiny. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. And I love it. All right. All right. So having gone through one full book, I agree with a couple of things that chat has said and that we've said, and I take back a lot of what we said. So obviously we found out what actually exists as a part of this, and I agree with the biggest thing I agree with is that I would love a pared down version of this. The quality of it is beautiful, truly. Like, it feels so nice. You can tell there's a lot of love and a lot of, like, attention to detail, which I'm a sucker for. Like, truly, that's my favorite nerdy products, are like subtle nerdy things that have a lot of little references and things like that. And this does have that, right? All the little notes in here. I think this is I would love it, honestly, just for the certificate of birth and death. I think that have very cute things that make you think about your character, like when your character dies, like not your favorite quote, and like, you know, what you've accomplished and things like that. Like, just noting that down officially as a record keeping type of thing. I think it's adorable. I love it. What really well done. But to have so much rules in between, having fighter rules kit separately, also very useful. Have everything you need for a fighter in one go. Hell yeah. But I would love it split. So instead of it being character sheet and character info, a bunch of rules in the middle, and then all my journaling at the end, let me have all my character stuff that I need to action with in the front of the book, and then all the rules in the back that I could just flip to at the end. I think I would like that more. But I also kind of get what they did with the whole, like, start with the birth certificate, end with the death certificate. But that's honestly just my personal thing, because it's really big and hefty. But I think for those that do like everything in one book, that's really, really awesome.
For sure. I agree completely. All right, now we're going to go through the Druid.
We're going to go. I'm sure most of it's the same. I'm probably not going to go through it in as much depth. I just am excited to see all the little things that they have for the Druid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I can almost guarantee most of it will be similar, but my brain was wondering, 1, the art, obviously different right there and stuff.
Yeah.
2, I was wondering if, like, the flavored item section would be different in each book or something.
Oh, that's a good point. We'll take a look. I'm very curious, because again, we've seen that they have a lot of little attention to detail, and the birth certificates are flavored very differently already. All right. Name, place and date of birth, ancestry and gender, parents if known, conditions of birth, which I think is all the same that the other one had. Then when born, did birds sing, wolves howl, or flowers bloom? Inherited quests, magical items, all the rest, family curses. And then to be raised by is parents, wolves, arboreals, polluters, tree huggers, bear huggers, very valid, or other, namely, and they let you fill it in, which is adorable. already everything is like flavored green, which we may not have noticed, by the way, because Pathfinder red is red, so I don't think we kind of noted how much of it was that, but I already like that. I'm trying to like flip to a different page. Yeah, it has all the reds. Like, I just thought that was honestly Pathfinder colors.
Yep, same. That's like Pathfinder's like aversion to colorblindness colors that I love.
Yes. Same deal, obviously. These good stuff. Let's switch. They do have this. This is 100% the I'm blanking out the word. This is a shadow of one of their main characters.
I don't think it is, but she reminds me of the person in spoilers. She reminds me of the person in Exchanging Earth.
Yes, that's true too.
Yeah.
No, but I'm pretty sure I'm honestly just blanking on the term. What does Pathfinder call their iconics? Thank you. I'm pretty sure that's an iconic, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think a lot of this art is, to be honest. I know they have like 15 plus iconics right now, I think so.
Yes. Okay, so the way they did it here, out of curiosity, for the anathema, because that's what druids have, they do, druids may not use metal armor, shields, despoil natural places, teach druidic to non-druids, and then they do give you a space to add your order anathema of your specific order, which is nice. All right, all the good things. Oh, they have a section here. Okay, hold on, is this different? We're gonna compare. Oh
yeah, they're probably gonna have spells, huh?
That's true, but can't you take an archetype that has spells?
Sure, you can, but maybe not in core, and they didn't give you an archetype and you would need intelligence, and like they only gave you archetypes that were good for fighters. So that was kind of what I was saying in the beginning.
Gotcha. Feats and abilities. Archetype feats and abilities is all what was in the other one. With this one, you do have companions, forms, and summons. That is hella useful for druids. Having each of their own hit points and tracking what you want, the creature. That's, yes, I like it. That would be useful for me. My familiars, you can draw them or paste them in. Familiar abilities and a whole familiar page. I'm sure a certain witch would love that.
Nah.
Spells, same deal. Spells, you have the little lovely iconographies here, and then you have all your spells to hit, damage effect, heightened, meta magic. So you have a cantrip section, a meta magic section, a rituals section, which, to be honest, the ritual section doesn't look like you could list a lot of what it does. It's just kind of very free form.
Sure.
I probably would still need to reference these. First level spells, second level spells, all that good stuff. We'll bring this out here.
Spells.
More spells, 10th level spells. Additional spells. So they do have that section. Then, of course, you have your archetypes, feats, and abilities, all the same stuff. Leadership, followers, Pathfinder Society section, Society log, important people. And again, our 2 ribbons, flavored different colors this time. Important place.
Druid green.
Yes. Cute. Okay, rules and references. Let's see if anything. Yeah, this one. That's the iconic.
Okay.
Druid class, key ability, all of that good stuff. None of this.
That's the spell slot chart, right?
Yep, spells per day.
Okay.
Very pretty art as always.
It's the iconic again, right?
It looks like them. I would assume so.
Yep. The same sickle and everything.
Different kinds of. I guess it goes through your spells here. Or actually, okay. So they have this outside of the druid feats, which this is going through all the feats. It is also showing you sample builds of like a wild druid and a storm druid and things like that. Leaf Druid. Good stuff. Focus order spell. So this has just far more spell casting in their things. Skills looks like it's there's the iconic again. We're gonna play a game of spot the iconic. All this founder. I think we can go through all of these, but okay, they have their own section on familiars and animal companions. This I know can be a little difficult and confusing, especially because, like I said, each class has its own uniqueness to it, which is what we love about Pathfinder2e. So while I did say that I would like a pared down version without necessarily the rules, I do got to call back to that and remind myself that there is something useful to the specifics of this class's specific rules or things that are pertinent to them, but having like, oh, thanks, Jordan Lee. You're amazing. Hi. But yeah, so like having familiars and animal companions in this section, I think that makes perfect sense. But again, going back and Leshies, I keep looking ahead. Having all of the core rules in here as well, I think, I don't know, that can definitely potentially have a version that's pared down. This is badass. Also found the iconic again. Y'all, let's talk Leshies. I adore Leshies. Not just because I played one for a little bit. Potential familiars versus specific familiars, which is all that good stuff. But I want all the Leshy art in the world. They're so weird and so wild and so much fun to draw.
Leshies are by far the second best ancestry in
Second best. What's the first best?
Goblins.
Oh, okay. We like them small.
Yep.
All right, I'm kind of wanting to see. Oh, I've never seen. So some of these I've seen because some of these I've seen on Nethys. Some of these I have not yet had the chance to see necessarily, but this is a gourd Leshy. They have hollow hands.
Yeah.
This is a leaf Leshy. They're badass. That's a vine Leshy, I guess so. Their vines are like their arms and stuff like that down here.
Yep.
Cactus. He's a cactus. He's all spiky boy.
He looks like a goblin. I like him. He's like a goblin Leshy mix.
I like the seaweed Leshy. And then what is this one? This one's a
mushroom, a fungus Leshy, I think, right?
Oh, it says Kodama Leshy, but I'm not familiar with it.
Kodama Leshy. Interesting.
Animal companions, companion types, all these rules. Look, okay. Maybe it's because I know a little bit more about fighters. I have not played a druid. And honestly, being like, oh man, okay, I know what I have to do for a druid, but animal companions, oh boy, where do I start? Being able to turn to one page and to take a look and also to have it nicely designed and have inspiration from pictures, there is something that physical books cannot replace. While we absolutely adore Archives of Nethys and everything that they do, I will like it. It's all about the facts, and it's a little less inspiration, and it's a little less like art.
Yeah.
This is literally flavored for a druid, so obviously all the information will be a little bit more artsy in that sense.
You pay for paper and you pay for art. So
Hells yeah.
That's like Archives of Nethys is free unless you're supporting, and then it's still technically free.
They do God's work. That's amazing.
Yep.
It's a shark. Sorry.
To go back real quick, Lord Kodama are kami, who are spirits of trees. I don't think you can. I
thought that's what Leshies were. All of them.
Not always. They're like forest spirits, but kami are spirits of trees.
Gotcha.
So a Kodami is a type of kami who inhabits a tree. A lot more about them, but that's like the basis of them. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't think, but I don't know if you can be one or not. I just know that they are a creature in Pathfinder. That like you can fight and
Like
stuff.
they may not be options for to play because Leshy's also an ancestry, which is yeah.
Yep.
Actually, of everything that we did for this for the rules of the fighter one, was there information on like ancestries or like picking like fleshing out your character outside of that?
No. It wasn't like a build your character here type thing. Like I think it would be very hard to build your character from that book. Like you couldn't just get that book and build your character there. You'd have to at least reference Nethys or something.
Yeah, true. And Eric says Kadamas are in Mononoke. Indeed. Yo, a goblin Leshy. We would be doomed. Archetypes, they have Archer, Blessed One, Beastmaster, Familiar Master, Herbalist, Martial Artist, Scroll, Trickster, and Shadow Dancer. And again, inspiration. Look at this gorgeousness. Gorgeous. That's a big badger. I want it. I should play a druid. I'm clearly enthused. Alright. Very cool shit. Also still martial artist, as is everywhere. What's this? This is trick magic item. Interesting. I'm wondering if this is feat 1. Why is this here? Interesting. Ooh, cool shit. I was not a druid. No. Wait, was I? Was Spring Breeze druid?
Yes.
Well, I didn't get anywhere with that, so. Oh, interesting. They have color-coded spell casting. I like it. Very, very cool. So they go through their spell traits. They go through how to cast spells. They go through the rules, durations. Ooh, pretty things.
I like those. Those are very underrated.
They're all about the lines of 60-foot lines and how you can implement them in diagonals and that kind of stuff of like 3, 3, 3, 3. And I know that we don't necessarily use grids, but I do think that's absolutely freaking useful.
It is for sure. And it like those and like their origins, like so how burst spells work versus how like what's the other word, like emittance, I don't think that's a word, but spells work. So like if something burst out from you, instead of like you can put a 5-foot instead of you can put like a 10-foot box in front of you or something.
Yeah, where like a corner of it has to append to you, or like a side of a square has to append to you and it goes outwards, versus something that's an area effect all around from you.
Yep.
Yeah, actually I think they call it cone. No, here it is, emanations, and I guess they're both emanations, so I'm not fully sure, but the difference between basically this and this. What I do also like is that they do have the reference for what it would be like if you were a large creature doing an emanation. So this is, the 10-foot burst and how it cuts that corner and that kind of stuff versus a large creature and a small creature. So that's cool. I like it.
That's cool.
Saving throws, spell setting triggers and walls and spellcasting through walls and all that good stuff. And actually underrated, because I know have gone over and over that rule a couple of times when it like, spellcasting doesn't specify if you have to see them. Also, here's the iconic founder. But anyways, I just think it's useful. Also, here's more iconic founder again. She's everywhere.
Everywhere. She's probably the druid icon.
Yes, I'm pretty sure she is. Druids primarily cast from the primal spell list. So here's all of your primal spells, color-coded based on their school of magic. Good fucking shit.
Beautiful.
And then lots of inspiration and all that good stuff, and also lots of pictures. And look at this one. I like them. I'm also very, very good at holding things up to the camera, as you can tell. I think they're colorful and cool, and I like their design. Okay. There's dinosaurs. Everybody loves dinosaurs.
That's all you ever need is dinosaurs and dragons.
Yes, dinosaurs and dragons. Hey, look, let's see if we can find Overnosa. There it is.
You can't.
Copper dragon.
Much smaller.
Hashtag outcast and outclassed if anybody watches references. Alright. Lots of good stuff here. Lots of good stuff here. We're going to move on.
Oh, is this all spell still?
It is. It's also all of your forms because you can go into monstrosity form versus dragon
cool.
form and insect form. Holy crap, you could also be nature incarnate like this freaky thing. That would give me nightmares. Always a cat. You could also be a cat or a skunk. That's cuter. This is no longer me reviewing the book and 100% me just liking cute animals.
Yeah, liking the art and layout of the book.
Well, yeah. Okay. We're going. We're moving. We're grooving.
It's because it's all spells and forms.
Wood giant. Yo, has anybody look at this design for a wood giant? I wish it wasn't split down the middle.
Yeah, wood giants are like derived from elves.
But they're like cool and mossy and made out of like wood and shit.
I guess I shouldn't say the word derived, but they're like, I know they're very similar in like kinship.
I'm just curious to these things. Inspiration, y'all. Find the iconic. Found it. Listen. Alright, I won't say it, I'll just zoom in on them. Alright. Rituals, we're gonna keep going. Oh damn, fashion, man. Fashion. Yes, I am just looking at pictures. Leave me alone. Oh my god, legend lore. We've had fun with that spell. Okay. So, Anadis. Look at the little Anadi. Spider trigger warning if anybody doesn't like them. But this one's very fuzzy and very cute. But nonetheless, trigger warning.
It is a spider.
It's cute. He's holding up some silk. It's like, I made this. Alright, shape-shifting tables. That is probably hella useful. Oh, quick references for the AC, your speed, attacks, and things like that as a quick reference guide, and you can definitely apply it to multiple because it's like canine or cat or something general like that. Things that
For
fall
sure.
under humanoid form. Excuse me. Insect form, all that good stuff. Pest. Oh, I forgot there's a difference between pest form and insect form. Pest form being literally any tiny animal. I'm covering up this gross bug because nobody needs that in their lives. Aerial form, dinosaur form, elemental form, plant form, and dragon form. Alright. That's amazing. Interestingly, in the other book, because this goes through spells, it didn't have equipment as far as I can
see
tell.
that. Yeah, you're about to hit the journal, so I don't think it did. I know you flipped through quick, but like we were looking at it and everything.
Yeah. That's interesting to me because it might set an expectation that you'd think like, oh, if I get this character book, I can find that information, or not, but
It also had different rules, didn't it? Like it didn't have exploration mode rules. It had spellcasting rules, I think, and like shapeshifting rules. I don't remember it having
basic rules.
Yeah, like the fighter did.
Unless we skipped it in class information.
It's part of the class tab, technically, but it's not.
In skills, I see exploration and downtime activities, secret checks, armor, and skills. It does have the table for the ability checks and the untrained actions and that kind of stuff. How to learn a spell, recall knowledge. I feel like this is an even more pared down version, though.
It is more pared down in the rules, and that's because it has to go through so many spells, I think. Which it's very useful to have like a full spell list and all your shape-shifting capabilities in one book. I think in my opinion, from what I've seen, this book is more useful for a druid class than the fighter one was for a fighter class.
I can definitely see that, and probably because it's a martial, that they filled that space, so to speak, with the other rules. But
yeah,
for me to bring this to the table, and if there happen to not be any fighter at the table, then there's no rules. I don't know that that was necessarily necessary.
Yeah. No, what is this? Critter roll call?
Critter call roll.
Oh, okay. I'm dyslexic.
Critter call roll. I don't.
What does it say?
Roll 1d20 to choose a name for the beloved companion of your choosing.
Okay, so they just give you a name generating chart.
Interesting. That's cute. A little flavor, a little extra, a little something, something.
That's super cute if like you're a spring breeze that befriends every single animal, and even if you don't take them with you, you give them a name. You're like, oh yeah, squirrel, your name Jim.
I wouldn't roll. I would just go down the list. That's it. I would just go on down.
That is the best way to use a random generator. I don't know many people who roll anymore. Most people like even when I use name generators online, I'm like click click click.
Till I
oh,
find
I like
one
this
that
one.
I like, yeah.
Yep.
So there I was with the druid of the green faith, negotiating for how many fish we could get out of the lake. I asked for a piece of paper and a quill to write our agreement down. To my surprise, they came back with a rock and a chisel. It took forever to chisel it all down. Cute. Similarly, plenty of journaling space. I'm kind of curious to see if they have anything else. Obviously, the flavor images and everything are flavored. All that good stuff. Interesting. Okay, so similarly, you have that. You got sketches. Oh, but this is all flavored differently as well, like the bordering and stuff like that. They definitely like unique arted it. That's a word. All right, we're gonna look at the death certificate. The certificate of death. Please allow 3 days, 3 for resurrection before filling this form. Similarly, everything very much is the same, except instead of your weapon, your favored weapon, an animal companion must be released into the wilderness or buried beside me. ... If they died, you monster. Death must be avenged. Same deal. Notable accomplishments. Epic battle. Favorite companion. Arch nemesis. Desired epitaph. Perfect. Same deal. Same. Oh, I fuzzed out. Come on.
Getting closer.
The struggles. Perfect. All right, out of curiosity, let's see if there's any difference. What's behind the box, guys?
I feel like you'd have to have a spell tracker.
I'm very curious how they handle this. Oh. Dun, da, da, da. My voice cracked while I did that. That's beautiful. You have a spell attack. You have your spell DC, your AC, initiative, perception, focus, and hero. And then you have your spells and attacks together.
That makes
Consumables.
sense.
They do have a section for animal companion and form. So basically, you know, if you, instead of your animal companion, you wanted to do like one of your animal forms or something like that, you could put that in here, which is nice.
So it's solely for battle, which is interesting too, because like if you're a group like us, you use spells that you don't normally use for battle. Like, so
What do you mean?
hints. Well, I was about to go even a different way. So like mirror image doesn't have a spell attack. And so like most people under that spell and attack session at level 6 could fill it out with every single thing that has an attack roll.
Sure.
And so like mirror image may not get put on there.
Yeah.
Or even worse, like if you use guidance or ghost hand or mage hand or like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like in battle.
I will say, I again love the feel of this. This is like a very like shiny one, and this is very like rougher and all of that. You can tell they put a lot of love and care into this. I really like it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, last time I interrupt you, and then I'll let you go in your spiel here. Based on what one of our chatters said earlier, the druids would hate this book. That's not true. It's vegan leather, so get out of here.
There you go. just
It
just
really
a
is.
callback, you know.
Yep.
Amazing. Yes, I think I am very curious. I'm glad we got a martial class and a spellcaster class to see that difference. I would love to compare it an additional spell casting class. Like I would look at like the cleric or something like that. And then also similarly like look at like the rogue or something to see how they handled it. I am surprised by how unique and different the books are from each other. The fact that one has all the rules, the other didn't, that kind of stuff. Hello, Keone. It's interesting. Knowing what's in these two, I am the type of person that would be like, I want the rules in this, or I don't. Like, I want a little bit more like similarity between the two, I guess. What is that the word that I'm looking for? But I do like what each one gives for the class. And I think that the way that they flavored the armor and weapons in here is banging, and I'm sad that that's not in here. Does that make sense?
I agree. It does. I think it would be cool to like. I guess they can't really flavor anything. You wouldn't want to flavor like animal companions, and it's very hard to flavor spells like that.
Right.
So like, but yes, I completely agree with you.
Yeah. So I'm surprised. I will say that I definitely thought that they would be more uniform for each other. But I apologize for how long the first half took, the first book took. But it was we're brand new to it, so we're checking it out. But I mean that's really it. So I'll be honest, I'm very curious about the other classes and how they compare and what kind of content they have in them. I will say that once again, you can pre-order these beautiful character chronicles for yourself if that's something that you're interested in. They only, I believe, have 5 classes currently from the Kickstarter. They have, see if I remember them, the cleric, the druid, the fighter, the wizard, and the rogue.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. So if you play any of those characters classes and that's something of interest to you, I think this is a very, very cute way to chronicle. I know that we skipped through the first half again of the druid side of things, of like everything that you have for your character, so just remember that really, to me, outside of the rules, outside of everything else that you get with that book, this is supposed to be a way to chronicle your character and their journey. So I personally think I would use it after the fact. I think I would use it. I would hate, once again, to start this whole thing with the journal and all the space you have for the journals in a form that then, oh, oops, they died. So I think I would still maintain my personally, anyways, obviously you do. I would maintain my notes for like a character or things like that. And then when they get to a certain point where I do want to honor them, I would love to have a little project of like journaling their experiences, almost like a little bit of a book, or even, it doesn't have to be like a lot of prose. Like I would still just kind of like have little sections of like, oh, remember when we did this, remember when we did that, and go through my notes and reorganize them and kind of do it that way. And then go back and have all the favorite NPCs and all that good stuff. I think it's very cute that way. So all in all, I would say these are pretty darn cool and very flavorful and very awesome, and I love them conceptually. I still think I would separate out your sectioning, like your journaling and your character composition, into something separate, and then all the really cute like flavored rules and things like that they do for like everything you need to know about that class as like its own little separate packet, or at the back of the book or something like that.
I agree. I want to see what the rogue one is specifically, because the wizard and cleric, I imagine, have spells which I think are very useful, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think the druid is very useful. If I played a druid, I would want it.
Yeah, I like the druid one more than the fighter one personally.
Yes, I think the fighter one, while the equipment was super cool, super fun, super flavorful, I think that in the rules section felt kind of fillery because they don't have spells.
Yeah. I can see that.
And so you had to fill it with something basically.
And I like that they flavored like I said, the equipment so uniquely and so cutely. Like, fuck yeah, like that was worth it. That was amazing. I love it. Because there's so much little things to read that was really, really cute that I will go back and read and look at that comic and everything that they have included in there. But there was a whole other section that was just rules that I would say I don't know was necessarily for the fighter.
Yep. I agree completely.
I am curious about the rogue though, like you said, because there's technically arcane trickster style.
Yeah, there's a little more to rogue, which is why I'd be interested to see it, because fighter, like I want to see if rogue is like fighter, because I imagine that the spellcasters are like the spellcasters, and I imagine all of the spellcasters would be useful. Basically.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. I know that Beadle and Grimms were pretty cool and sent out different versions of these character chronicles to different folks, different content creators, things like that. So maybe somebody out there has done a review for the rogue and we can go check that out. So that does kind of wind down us tonight overall. But I will say, so we're gonna go ahead and put this up on our YouTube as well in a little bit, but talk about state of the business and some other things, not state of the business, more just like what's happening upcoming and that kind of stuff. So as a reminder, we, Waffles, the disembodied voice of Waffles, and I are we're going on vacation soon. I am really, really excited. We're going to Israel so that I can see my family for the first time since the pandemic and since I left there after I moved away. So it's exciting. I'm excited. I'm very nervous, but it's going to be good stuff. But what that means is that we're leaving on Friday and we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. So a lot of our content will be on hold. We wanted to do this little special preview prior to leaving. And then we're going to be gone for a little bit and we'll be back. So keep an eye on our social media as always. We appreciate your love. We appreciate your support. We'll have internet. We'll have all that, we'll be able to check out. We'll still be around on our Discord and that kind of stuff. So if you want to come hang out with us, and if you want to come say hi and talk and interact with the community, go check out Discord. I'm gonna put the link in chat. Or rather, I'll say that I will, and Waffles will do it for me. As I lose my voice. Excuse me. And no special episode from Israel. We will make sure to take some pictures and we'll post those pictures either on Twitter, on the Discord, or somewhere, wherever people are sick of our spam. But yes, if you like us and want to follow us anywhere else, we're on Twitter at WafflesMaple. We're on Instagram at WMSPod. And we're everywhere, honestly. You can just go to WafflesMapleSyrup.com. I will say now is a fantabulous time to catch up on any of the shows that you might be a little bit behind. Our Outcast and Outclassed episode is going to return March 3rd. I think it's March 3rd. I'll double check that real quick. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Yes, it is. It's March 3rd. I got it. And I won't spoil anything, but there's pretty big deals happening. Yep. Big stuff.
Yup.
So I hope to see you there. I'm very excited. I'm all prepped and everything and very, very excited for that. But we have a little bit of a hiatus as the school will be back in session March 3rd. And then for Journeys Adrift, would it be the 22nd, Waffles, or would it be the 1st?
I think it's the 22nd. Well, it's still partially up in the air, but I think it's going to be the 22nd. Perfect.
All right. So that's where you'll find us next. We'll be on a little bit of hiatus, like we said. And then, yes, we totally could do a travel log. We'll see. We'll, no promises. But we appreciate y'all very, very much. As always, thank you to our patrons and Ko-fi folks. I don't know the word. We call you guys the Breakfast Club. Our exclusive, amazing Breakfast Club supporters are absolutely fantabulous. Eric, Carrick, Dawn, Brandon. Oh shit, I don't have any of my list in front of me. There's so many of y'all now. Keone, Wait, and oh my god, Cam.
Cam.
Did I have everybody? I apologize if I missed you. I'm not doing this professionally. I don't have any list in front of me. That was off the top of my head. I love that we're growing. I love that there's so many now that I can't name them all. But I will also remind y'all that we have a Ko-fi goal. Patreon does take a portion of our cut, so if you are a patron subscriber and you want to consider moving over to Ko-fi, we have a Ko-fi goal. The tiers of membership are exactly the same. Ko-fi gives us 100% of the proceeds as opposed to Patreon or even Twitch. So that goal is currently 30% of the way there. And that goal, if we hit it, will allow us to do a Outcast and Outclass after school special with the cast. And it's going to be so exciting because there'll be a lot of like behind the scenes chatter and all sorts of fun stuff that I hope that you guys check out. And support, and we can get that done. And awesome. And I think I'm done rambling now. So